Let's talk about becoming your own hero. For a lot of people, they spent a lot of time in their life just feeling like they're going adrift, just moving with the wind, allowing whatever comes, circumstances outside of themselves to dictate who they are and how they show up to the world. I heard something today that really resonated with me. And if you come to my channel, I assume that you've seen tons of spirituality videos, you've read tons of spirituality books, and you're not really a novice in terms of the knowledge that you have about spirituality. But just because you have knowledge doesn't mean that you're applying it correctly. It doesn't mean that you necessarily feel good about all it is that you know. It doesn't mean that you are, at this point in time, acting as your own hero. So, when you're at a point where everything outside of you is weighing you down and pushing you into a state of consciousness where your underlying belief is that you are not in control, this is the first thing that I want you to do. I'm not going to ask you to go meditate for hours. In fact, you know what? The word meditate sometimes can just be frustrating because you have a certain connotation of what meditation is. And if you're really going through the shit, someone telling you to sit down and meditate is not what you want to hear. And I get it because I've been there. I'm not going to ask you to meditate. This is what I'm going to ask you to do. All I want you to do is, as you're thinking, just start to realize what you're thinking. And by that, what I mean is, in the normal course of your day, as thoughts are passing through your mind and events are happening and you may have a thought of a reaction, I want you to pay attention to that thought. I want you to trace it back. Why do you have that thought? Why do you have the feeling associated with that thought? Why did this action cause you to have this thought in this moment? Now, what this is going to do is, this is going to, by default, cause you to take a step back in just thinking. Instead of just allowing thoughts to randomly circulate through your mind, you're going to begin to be aware of what passes through your mind. Now, for some people, this could be called meditation. I don't want to add a word to it. I don't, because to me it isn't that. And when I'm in a really dark place and I don't feel much love for anyone, it doesn't feel like meditation when I'm becoming aware of a thought that I have of hate for someone, or major annoyance that I have for someone whose ignorance is causing me distress. In those times, it doesn't feel like meditation, and I have to pull myself back, realize they're a child of God just like me. They're going through their journey just like me. This isn't this person. This is the mental state that they occupy as a result of events, situations in their life. They may not even know that this is a mental state. They may think that this is them. And how tragic is that for somebody to be in a destructive mental state and to think that is them, rather than just a state that they can easily come out of? How tragic is that? I remind myself of those things when I start to become aware of the thoughts that I'm having. So even on my worst day, when people hurt me in the worst way, or things just aren't going my way, I can remember everything is working to my advantage. My world is taking care of me. things are going as they should and will continue to do so with ease. When you create a frequency that you can escape to in your darkest moments, what it does is it allows you to, even no matter how much pressure the outside world is putting on you, it allows you to remember that who you are is not who you see in the mirror. It's not the things that you've been through. It's not that event that pissed you off, caused you to cuss somebody out, or to act outside of your character. You're not that. You're not your worst moment. You're not your best moment, for that matter. You're the awareness of both. And this awareness that you are can take any form. Any form. You can be aware of being great. You can be aware of being wealthy. You can be aware of being extremely healthy. You can be aware of being loving to this entire world, to sharing your message with everyone. And your awareness of that will cause more of that to present itself, crystallize in your world. Just as your awareness of pain, your awareness of destruction, your awareness of being less than causes more situations to crystallize where you are less than, where you don't have. No matter what the news says, no matter what distraction is going on, I just want you to know you can always just sit back and observe you. You don't have to take some massive action today to change your life that you won't be able to maintain the energy for more than a week. Nah. I'm not trying to give you some type of jump start that leads nowhere. I want you to actually change your life. And the only way you do that is one step at a time. Every time that I've tried just going balls to the wall, all out, it's always, the energy always dies out because we're not geared like that. Some people are. But that's not how nature works. You don't see trees rushing to become full grown. Shoot, even construction. In my city, you know how many times I've complained about construction taking so long? When we're building, it's not an overnight thing. In anything that we're building, it's not an overnight thing. You lay this foundation one brick at a time. So today, you're just becoming aware of your thoughts, laying that brick. Pretty soon, it'll become a natural habit for you, and you'll start to filter out the things that you know you don't want to create, you don't want to see. In fact, you'll feel good about spending some time in silence, about quieting your mind a bit or directing it towards a task that you see fit for your future, like spending a day in your life 25 years from now, after you've accomplished all that you want. Can you live there for a day? Wake up there, go to all your meetings there, eat lunch there, speak to your clients there, speak to your family there, go on a vacation there, take a dump there, cook a meal there, sit down in meditation there? Can you step outside there and look up at the sun and just feel in your mind and embrace that feeling of accomplishment? I'll tell you something. If you can do that, put yourself at the end. That's the secret to this. But it starts with becoming aware. Because right now there's a program, there's a script running through your mind. And this script is creating all of the events and all of the situations, all of the people that you encounter. The script could be circular in nature, meaning you may go through something and it feels repetitive. It feels like you've done this before. It feels like you're not getting anywhere. You're running on a loop. I've seen that's how a lot of these scripts work. Some of you may have gotten tied up with an entity, be it work, school, some other organization. And your allegiance to this entity pulls you away from creating the vision that you have in your mind. Understand, you are beholden to no one. You're beholden to no thing. And that drop of unconditional love within you is not going to stop nudging you. It's not going to stop hinting that you can be better. The best thing that you can do is listen to that voice and start to take action, inspired action. So after you've gone and you've lived at the end of your vision, maybe it's not 25, maybe it's 50 years from now that you're living in. You've created and you've lived there for weeks. You spent so much time there, this world doesn't even feel real to you anymore. You know you've already accomplished it. Can you take action that aligns with that vision? When the door presents itself to you in the most miraculous of ways, because that's how it'll happen. Do you have the fortitude within you to take a step towards that thing that you believe you are, that life that you believe you should be living? That's what this takes. We've made this complicated, and it really isn't. Just as we can easily create a life of chaos, just as we can easily create a life of pain, it can be easy for us to create our prosperity. It can be easy for us, effortless, to create our wealth. All it takes is inspired action. Right action, not wrong action. Right action. What is right action? That depends on you. That depends on you. What is your vision? Is it a business? Is it a restaurant? Is it a clothing line? Is it a podcast? Is it music? What is your vision? And what does it entail? What direction? What tools do you have around you scattered now? Because I guarantee you there are. Every failure gives us keys to our success. I found this to be one of the greatest truths. Every failure gives seeds of success if you find them. If you're willing to acknowledge them, punch fear in the face, and understand that your gifts were meant to be shared. And there ain't no power outside of you that is greater than the force of God within you. I just want you to know that there is somebody in your corner. You're not alone. I know what it's like to be down bad. I know what it's like to have groups of people for no reason other than the fact that you look a little different, take set on you, harass and bully you, make you feel like you're crazy, just for you trying to be better. I know what it's like to hurt. And I want you to know I am in your corner. I love you. I want to see the fullest expression of you. And this is that spark you've been waiting for. This is that jolt of electricity you need to get started. This is that moment, that word you needed to hear so that you know it ain't all in vain. There's a greater purpose for all that shit you went through. But it's up to you to find that purpose. I can't find it for you. That God in you has a perfect plan for you to accomplish your whatever. And all of the people, places, and situations that need to line themselves up in order for your dream to happen, it's going to happen naturally. It is going to happen. Now, if you can believe that and take inspired action behind that belief, that's all you need. That's how you create. I love you. I love you. I love you so much, beautiful soul. And I don't need anything from you in order to love you. I give my love to you freely without requesting anything in return. I just want you to know that there is someone on the other end of this who loves you and who's looking at you and seeing the pain that you've been through and saying all you have to do is look beyond the horizon. Take one more step, and then one more step, and then one more step. And soon you'll be out of the darkness. Not because you shifted, but because your light is so bright. This is a spark.